What disturbs you the most coming to Atlanta then and knowing you can just kick it in Atlanta and just the vibe of it, right?
Yeah.
And fast forwarding and the vibe being a little different now, right? Like what disturbs you the most about this city and our culture and just everything and just the energy and the vibe currently?
Now?
Yeah.
I mean, these niggas ain't hustlers no more. They thieves. They scammers. They standing on like that ain't cold. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I denounce all street I was involved with. And I've been locked up. I done been a part of case. I haven't been involved in it all, but we glorifying to the point of destruction. And that's what the most disturbing thing about Atlanta is for me, because this still is the blackest, most beautiful city in the world for opportunity. I mean, L.A. and New York used to be the big city of dreams. Atlanta is that. And we don't even slow down. And the real problem is people accepting the bullshit from us. That's the real, I wish I had my button like these man, because it's horrible the way people represent themselves, let alone our city. Unbelievable. You become millionaires, you know better, you do better. You don't stand on the bullshit. The bullshit has gotten everybody where they at right now.
Facts. Oh, it's too low. A little bit. Trying to find the horn. Go ahead.
I'm feeling this. I'm your professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, it's pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you see the clip, man. You know, what you think was gonna happen? You know, like, here's the thing. There's no disrespect to the guy at all. Because I'm gonna use what he said about Atlanta as a reference, but I almost lived in Atlanta. I didn't. Family lives out there, whatever. And I was talking to somebody about Atlanta recently saying the same thing. It's like, how y'all keep getting scammed going to Atlanta? I don't get it. What happened to the street sense? But here's the issue. This is what happens when young ninjas want to be you. See, a lot of y'all that was in the streets back in the day, okay, y'all done with it. Some of y'all, most of y'all, done with it. And it's like, I don't act like that. We had a code, we had ethics. And that's true, they had a different code. But here's the issue about that. Y'all was still criminals doing sucker stuff. Being a code of being, yeah, you had a code when you was a drug dealer. You was still a drug dealer. You had a code when you was a robber. You was still a robber. You had a code when you was a pimp. You was still a pimp. You see what I'm saying? This altruistic criminal thing, I think people, they were trying to say that even criminals have discipline and order. But it turned into this ideal that, you know, the criminal angel, right? So people have perverted it completely. So now you see, you know, these guys ain't hustlers. What's a hustler? A hustler is a scammer. A hustler is a thief. You know what I'm saying? Let's make no bones about it. A hustler is a person. See, y'all keep saying a hustler is like a businessman who he gets something and he sells it. But y'all don't talk about the part, how did he get it? Did he steal it? Did he buy it? Did he buy it at a discount and sold it for a profit? Or did he steal it for $5 discount? 5 fingers for free. Just, I'm out of here. Did he rob it? Did he get it off of somebody who robbed somebody? We don't talk about that kind of stuff. You know, hustler was a drug dealer. Somebody gave him, you know, fronted him something. He paid him back. Then he worked for himself and he saved his money, and he doubled and tripled his money over the time, whatever, right? That's what a quote unquote hustler was. But you were still a drug dealer. You were still messing up people's families. You know, morals or no, this idea that you have morals and not that you don't. You know, you didn't care that these addicts was breaking into people's houses and robbing their own family and, you know, and abandoning their own family. You didn't care about none of that. Let's just be honest. They brought you the money. You took the money. You went to the mall with the money. You bought a car with the money. You bought some rims with the money. You went to the tire shop with the money. You bought some jewelry with the money. You know, hey, I'm looking fly, whatever. But he is also, you know, two things can be true. He's also right about what's going on. Like, you know, these cats want to do all this kind of stuff. And I think the biggest difference is, in a sense, social media and media, because over the years, when I was younger, being in the streets was something you heard about, but not something you saw. You get what I'm saying? Like, you knew if people was in the streets when you saw them, but the pictures were Polaroid. You're not gonna just go. They're not gonna post themselves. They're not gonna do. You got to find them kind of people, right? Now people putting all of their bad behavior on Front Street, and in some instances, like you said, people go along with the BS because it's for profit. If it makes money, it's cool. Now you're seeing people, from the streets to social media to reality TV shows, just acting like they got no doggone sense. And they're getting paid to have no doggone sense, right? And so now you really can't tell me nothing. I'm rich acting ignorant. I'm rich being ignorant. What you gonna tell me? And then, everything that goes up must come down. And when they come down and they get back to reality, it's like, oh, you forgot that you was acting a fool with everybody? Oh, okay. You forgot all the bridges you burned? Well, oh, okay. And that's another thing that is true. You make money to get out of the bad situations and put yourself in a good situation. But people are publicly, they can't control themselves. They're out here, they're making enough money to leave a bad situation and put themselves in a good situation. And then they're working their way back into the bad situation, or just being in a rich bad situation that they go broke in. It doesn't make sense, but I can't say that people didn't do it back in the day, because you had drug dealers turning into dope fiends. You get what I'm saying? You had hustlers go broke, be homeless. You know what I'm saying? You had people who you saw like that. Winners became winos. You saw that over and over again. That wasn't rare. It was common. Man, he used to be on. He went to jail. You had guys who went in manly, came out girly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw a bunch of different things. It's just now, because of social media, it's more prevalent. And now, I will say this, and I've said it before. A bunch of black folks, I would say millennials and under, a lot of y'all just being blackface ninjas. That's all. Y'all are being what y'all think black is, the most ignorant stereotype of black people. You're being it, and most of y'all don't even come from them types of environments. It ain't as harsh as that. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ain't built like that. And what I mean by y'all ain't built like that, like, my grandparents went through Jim Crow. And their frame of reference of raising me and teaching me came from the lessons they learned from Jim Crow. So am I going to say I could make it through Jim Crow? I don't know. But I knew all the rules. You get what I'm saying? I knew what they meant. I don't mean just being programmed in a yassam boss type of way. I'm saying they gave you the common sense to say this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. This person can be like, you got to keep it together and look at everything going on around you. Nowadays, you see just stupidity. Like, there's a guy out here in Houston just got arrested trying to buy a Hellcat with a fake identity, and he walked into the dealership, young guy, 850 credit score, fake identification or whatever, and they just sat there with him like, yeah, we're gonna go through all the papers. The police walked up, grabbed him. Back in the day, a person would be like, man, let me get the heck out of here, man. Oh, let me get up out of here. No, this is not. Or they would have had the common sense not to even go. I'm not going here buying an expensive car with a fake ID and I look dusty. Yeah, I'm gonna just go buy $100,000 car looking dusty. That'll do it. It's like, bro, stop it. But that's the idea nowadays. People are doing too much, But guess what? They're being what that guy was years ago. People, like, a lot of times these quote unquote ex-hustlers, y'all inspired the modern day shenanigans. You got to take that into consideration. Y'all inspired the modern day minstrel show. Y'all forgot half of the stuff y'all was doing. Y'all forgot how much of a terror y'all were to people at the time, or the type of stuff, the type of environment that you brought out to the world. Like, when people say, back in the day, But yeah, it was back in the day to me. You know, you hear young men. I was in the streets. I was raised. I saw the dealers and the pimps and the hustlers. You know, they inspired me. And it's like, let me tell y'all something about people who say they was with the dealers and the pimps and the hustlers, and that's who they was inspired by. Either they was the kind of kids that was out, and their parents didn't care because they was out at night, or they didn't go to school. It was one or the other. Because I'm gonna tell you, all the pimps and the hustlers, they weren't like they weren't that accessible. They just wasn't there all 24/7 everywhere. Stop. You had to be in certain spots at certain times to see it. You know, so and I was inspired. You was inspired by that? Oh, okay. All right. And a lot of times that's just lazy dreamers. You know, and sometimes people saw their parents. And their parents might have been, you know, hardworking 9 to 5 type of people. And I don't want to be that. I want to be this. And it's like, oh, okay. And now people are making money emulating the most ignorant stereotype of a quote unquote hustler. And so now you're seeing droves of people who 9 times out of 10 are failures in life who figure I'm just going to act ignorant for money. And one of us got to hit the lotto, right? So now you see a flood of dummies trying to be a reality TV star. And that's just the reality of it. But, oh man, I'm tripping. Excuse me. Sick. But tell me what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.